Right now at 10, details about a man arrested in Kansas for the killing of multiple people. Plus, an update on the progress of the Cornell Entertainment Complex in Joplin. And On My Own Foundations holds an annual event to support people with disabilities.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities arrest a suspect in Kansas wanting for the killing of 4 people in Ohio. This is the KOAM News at 10. I'm Jalen Banks. Police in Montgomery County's Butler Township said late last night 39-year-old Stephen Marlowe was taken into custody by police in Lawrence, Kansas. He is wanted in Ohio for shooting and killing 4 people, with one victim being a teenage girl. They say Marlowe will be sent to Ohio to face charges. The Harry M. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex is nearing completion. It will be the home of the Spiva Art Center and Connect to Culture. The hope is to move into the building in October and opening in November. With the new and larger space, they are seeking new staff to join their team and have the ability to host more events. The 7th annual Buckles Barrels continues today. The event is helping On My Own Foundations, raising money to help people with disabilities to remain living independently in their homes. The executive director of On My Own tells us why events like this are important.
So that people that don't have the income or fall through the cracks, so that we have the funding to provide those services for them.
The barrel race is in its 7th year, and On My Own has been around for 25 years. The Joplin Emancipation Celebration Committee is presenting its 2022 annual Emancipation Park Day celebration, a celebration that celebrates the official Emancipation Proclamation, which was set forth in the fall of 1862 and adopted in January 1863 by a wartime Union government. Today, it was celebrated with a car show.
Today is our 15th annual car show we put on for the Park Day celebration in the park. We've been doing this now I've been doing it now for about 8 years for the festival, and we have probably around 65 cars here today, and just basically do it to appreciate, you guys come in, to appreciate the show and everything what we do for them.
Johnson says events like this are important because it brings the community together. And now Sam Lane joins us with a look at the forecast.
Thank you very much, Jalen. We had a few showers earlier today, but they were way off to the east and southwest of Rolla, but these have since dissipated and gone away since the sun went down. Instead, now we're going to start turning our attention back to the west, because that's where storms are firing along a cold front across northwestern Kansas, and that is going to be moving in our direction, and that's good news because it means rainfall and also cooler temperatures. Today, we made it up to 97 in Joplin, which was well above normal of 91. The low was 79, which was 10 degrees above normal, but at least we weren't close to the record of 107 set back in 2011. Now, as I mentioned, we do have some changes in the forecast, so you'll want to stay tuned to find out how cool we're going to be and how much rain we might get.
With millions of kids getting ready to go back to school, America's teacher shortage has hit what they call crisis levels, including the 4 states, and school officials everywhere are scrambling. Reporter Elise Preston is in New York with details.
Monday is the first day of school in Quinlan, Texas, where the district resorted to some creative incentives to recruit teachers.
We get to wear jeans and t-shirts every day, which as a science teacher I love.
That new dress code plus a 4-day week and the announcement of a $1,000 bonus just for showing up. Kansas could have its worst teacher shortage ever, still missing 1,400, and Florida has about 8,000 openings. In San Francisco,
we want you now. We need you now.
The school district is using emergency permits to waive the usual credentials.
It's actually possible for somebody who doesn't have a teaching credential but has an interest in being an educator right now to come and try it out.
Teachers blame low pay, pandemic stress, and politics for driving them away. And the problem could get worse. A poll of the American Federation of Teachers found 40% of its members may leave the job in the next 2 years. 3/4 say they would not recommend their profession to others.
You're calling this a crisis.
Yes, it is a crisis.
Randy Weingarten is AFT president.
We need to actually make the conditions better so that the teachers we have right now will stay. We really need them, and that new people want to come into teaching.
Experts point out some classrooms will feel the burden even more. Bilingual students and children with special needs have been facing a lack of resources for years. Staffing, especially now, is tougher for those programs. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
We now take this time to honor one of our four-state heroes. Sergeant James J.D. Whitledge, a Reeds, Missouri native, served in the Marine Corps from 1971 to 1975. He served in the 1st Marine Division and the 11th Armored Cavalry. He earned 2 Army Achievement Medals and the Army Commendation Medal. To Sergeant James J.D. Williams, we thank you, our four-state hero. Up next, the latest on the passing of the spending bill. Vice President Kamala Harris cast a deciding vote to advance a massive spending bill in the Senate this afternoon. Democrats hope to have the Inflation Reduction Act ready for President Biden to sign by the end of the week. Deborah Alfarone reports from New York.
Congressional Democrats are a step closer to handing the White House a much-needed political victory. Today, the Senate approved a massive spending bill that addresses some of President Biden's domestic priorities, including health care costs and climate change.
This bill will kickstart the era of affordable clean energy in America. It's a game changer, it's a turning point, and it's been a long time in coming.
With Republicans unanimously opposed to the Inflation Reduction Act, it was left to Vice President Kamala Harris to cast a tie-breaking vote.
The yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
The GOP has framed the bill as a package of tax hikes and unnecessary spending that could hurt the economy.
We should be raising taxes ever, but especially in a recession. And why would we be raising the taxes on gas right now when it's $2 above what it was when Joe Biden took office?
Democrats say the bill will ease inflation and reduce the federal deficit as well. It provides the IRS with $80 billion in new funding to go after high-income tax evaders. It also imposes a 15% minimum tax on large corporations.
Very few pieces of legislation will ever make the kind of impact that this climate bill will have.
The bill still must be approved by the House, which could come as early as Friday, when its members return from a summer recess. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, New York.
President Biden reacted to the bill's passage on Twitter, saying Senate Democrats voted to lower the cost of prescription drugs, health insurance, and energy, all while reducing the deficit and making the richest corporations pay their fair share. Murders of 4 men in Albuquerque, New Mexico, all of them Muslim and all of them ambushed, say police. Reporter Lilia Luciano is monitoring the developments.
Local, state, and federal police are stepping up efforts after Friday's shooting of Naeem Hussein, the 3rd Muslim man murdered in Albuquerque in less than 2 weeks. Ahmad Assad runs the Islamic Center of New Mexico, which all 3 victims attended.
Just an emotional roller coaster in trying to make sense of these horrific and heinous crimes.
41-year-old Aftab Hussein was killed on July 26, and 27-year-old Mohammed Afzal Hussein on August 1st.
My brother will not come back, but I want someone else's brother, someone else's sister, someone else's dad or mother should not be victim of those people.
Police say the killer or killers may also be responsible for a 4th victim, 62-year-old Mohammed Zahir Ahmadi Hadi, slain last November.
How are people reacting?
Panic. We've certainly taken precautions, things like the buddy system. Don't travel at night if you don't have to. Don't even come to the mosque for prayer if you feel like you can't do that safely.
I'm sure that impacts far beyond the sense of security, also people's livelihoods.
And that's exactly what's happening here. I mean, it is hitting businesses, it's hitting schooling. We live in times where uncertainty rules the day.
Mr. Assad says he's confident the killer or killers will be caught with the help of law enforcement and the community coming together. He said he's also thankful for the universal outpouring of support. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And a little later, Jacob Leonard is in studio with a look at what's going on in the sports world.
And changes in our forecast, so you want to stay tuned for all that. Don't go away. Well, 4 states, it was another warm one across the area with temperatures in the upper 90s in many locations. Only an isolated thundershower earlier this evening, but that has since gone away. And instead, we're left with a warm, pleasant evening out there, including Seneca with the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort cam shot. Pretty nice evening shaping up. All right, let's take a look at the last 6 days, or 7 days actually, for the month of August. We've been above normal each and every single day with temperatures above 100 last week. That means that we're above normal. We're on our way to setting another perhaps record August. But I have some good news when we talk about that a little bit in the forecast. Radar is pretty much clear right now. Temperatures are in the mid-80s in many locations like Parsons with 86, Oswego 86 as well. A little bit cooler down in Bella Vista where they're currently 82 degrees on southerly winds. The dew points have been up there, and that's making it feel a little bit sticky and muggy out there. With dew points in the lower 70s, that means we're expecting some showers and thunderstorms once you get a cold front moving into this moist air, and that's good news. I don't think anyone's going to be complaining about any rainfall, as it's been extremely dry for about the last 30 to 40 days. If you factor in the temperature with the dew point, it feels like 93 in Independence right now, 91 in Webb City, a little bit cooler over in Mount Vernon, where it's currently feeling like 82 degrees. Your future track forecast, pick out your hometown. You can see that generally temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 70s by tomorrow morning. But notice, we actually have a cold front on the map up to the north and west, and that's going to be making its way to the south. And as it does so, it will start to create showers and thunderstorms across our area tomorrow, across our region, with highs in the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. And then by Monday night, that moves to the south, and it remains a stationary front across our area, again keeping the chances of showers and thunderstorms going, with lows in the lower 70s to mid 70s south of the front. Then as we go through the day on Tuesday, the front is still in our area and temperatures cooler. Look at this, highs only in the mid to upper 80s across our area, 86 in Joplin, 83 in Garnett, with scattered showers and thunderstorms continuing. And then as we go into Wednesday morning, a warm front develops down to the south, but I think everyone north of that front will stay in the mid 70s, lower 70s here in Joplin with 73, 68 up in Garnett. Now, let's take a look at the rainfall forecast, because this is really good news. A lot of areas will be probably seeing around ½ inch of rain, a little bit less towards the south and west, and a little bit more over in the eastern sections. Some places could pick up over 1 inch of rain. Wouldn't that be nice? And we look at the next 7 days, we're looking at 86 on Tuesday with a 40% chance of storms, and that goes for tomorrow too. And then a little bit cooler. And then as we move into the next weekend, we're going to be seeing highs in the mid 90s. And then if we look at the extended, temperatures are going to be in the lower 90s. And I looked at some late data. That may be a little bit too warm, Jalen. We could actually stay in the upper 80s. So we may be turning the corner a little bit on summer, and that's certainly good news.
Absolutely. It was so dry across the 4 states
Yes.
the month of July. It's almost as if Daenerys Targaryen came through, set Dracarys across the 4
Yes,
states.
yes.
So seeing that we're getting cooler temps and we have some rain potentially on the
Yes.
horizon, I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be happy, especially over the next couple of days.
For sure. All right. Thank you, Sam. Don't forget, you can be the first to know about the KOAM weather with the KOAM Skywatch Weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, free of charge. It's available in the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Skywatch Weather app. And coming up in sports, the St. Louis Cardinals try to sweep a 3-game series from the Yankees. And Webb City aims to move on to the Little League Regional semifinals. Jacob Leonard has those highlights and more next.
The Webb City Little League is 1-0 at the Midwest Regional Tournament in Indianapolis. Now, they got the tournament started on Friday with a 5-4 win over Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Now, today, they have a chance to move on to the semifinals facing Fargo, North Dakota. Now, this one was a morning game, 10 a.m., but Andrew Baird ready to play baseball. Bottom of the first, Baird up and out to right center. 3-run jack gives Webb City the lead. Baird goes on to drive in 5 today. Now, his teammate Brady Holland also had a monster day here in the 4th inning, down 1. Holland goes opposite field. That would score 2 runs. Holland in there for the double. This 4th inning turned out to be a big one for Webb City. They've batted around the order. Holland back to the plate. Bases loaded this time, he finds the gap. That clears the bases. Holland also with 5 RBIs today for Webb City. They would plate 10 runs in the 4th. 5th inning, got a chance to end the ball game early, and Bryce Stevens does just that. RBI single gives Webb City the run rule victory. They are moving on to the regional semifinals, topping Fargo, North Dakota 17-7. Staying in the Midwest Regional, the Pittsburgh 12 and under group is also still alive. They beat Kearney, Nebraska 7-0 on Saturday behind a no-hitter from pitcher Gabe Brown. Now Pittsburgh will be back in action on Monday in Indianapolis, looking to become the first Pittsburgh Little League team to pick up 2 wins at the regional tournament.
It mean the world to me and the boys. Like I said, we put in a lot of hard work, and these kids have, man, they worked so hard and they care so much. To see them do that for each other and to be the first team from Pittsburgh to get 2 wins, that would be, man, that would mean the world to us and the boys, for sure. We're going to play small ball, we're going to play defense, we're going to throw strikes, and we're going to make a team beat us. And if a team can outplay us, we might lose, but we're going to go, I don't know if I can say this on there, but we're going to go give them hell. That's what I said we're going to do all week. We're going to go give them hell.
The St. Louis Cardinals are on a roll right now. The Cardinals have won 6 games in a row, including the first 2 games of their 3-game series against the New York Yankees. And this afternoon, St. Louis has a chance to keep that streak alive and earn the sweep against New York. It's 4-3 Yankees until Nolan Arenado, with 2 runners on, clears the wall out there and left. Cards go in front 6-4. And we're tied up in the 5th. Paul DeYoung drills it to right. Bangs around in the corner there. Lars Nootbaar waved around third. He would score, and just like that, St. Louis back in the lead. Same inning, bases loaded for Paul Goldschmidt. Yankees give away a free one on the walk. It's now 9-6. Then in the 8th, DeYoung at the dish again. Big swing here. Check it out. Going to Big Mac land out there and left. 4 RBIs today for Paul DeYoung. Cards get the win and sweep the Yankees 12-9. The Kansas City Royals trying to take 3 out of 4 in the series finale today against the Boston Red Sox. MJ Melendez RBI single in the 3rd gives the Royals a 2-0 lead. On the 5th now, Melendez back to work. Dude had a nice day. 3-run bomb here for Kansas City, his 13th of the season. Melendez drives in 6 today. Royals up 5-0. They're not done. In the 7th inning, Kyle Isbell. This turns into a triple. Scores Nate Eaton. At that point, it's 6-3 Royals. But they would really slam the door in the 8th. Isbell again, bases loaded. Doubles off the wall. That scores 6 runs for Kansas City in that 8th inning. They take the series from Boston, winning the finale today 13-5. Well, there are just 4 races remaining before the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs begin. The first of those races is this afternoon, with the Cup Series heading to Michigan for the Firekeepers Casino 400. Now, the weather actually delayed the start of this one, but they would eventually get on the track. We'll start stage 2, lap 114. Look at this. Cole Custer has to pit with the front tire on fire. Pit crew was able to put it out, though. Custer would be okay. In the final lap of the stage, Denny Hamlin out in front. He wins stage 2. So we go to stage 3 now. Kevin Harvick leading the way. He leads 38 laps. Goes on to take the checkered flag for Harvick. Today's win snaps a 65-race winless streak.
We've had several good runs the last few weeks. Loudon and Pocono, where the car ran good and just, didn't have everything work out. So, a lot of things went our way today, which, we haven't had all year long, have things go our way and have things fall our way. You go out and you try to put yourself in a position to win the race and try to capitalize on a day and put a whole day together. And today we put a whole day together.
It's a big day for Webb City baseball. Andrew Brady Holland both drive in 5 runs today. Run rule victory. They'll be back in action on Wednesday in Indianapolis.
Looking forward to Webb City playing. I love what their coach said. We're going to give them.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're really taking on that culture, and starts at the top of leadership with their head coach.
I love it.
All right. We'll be back after this. The latest big screen action flick sped to the top of the weekend box office faster than well, you'll see. David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 films.
Pretty despicable.
Minions: The Rise of Gru is up to $335 million domestic after a fifth-place weekend worth $7.1 million. Thor: Love and Thunder fell to fourth, grossing $7.6 million for a domestic total of $316 million. Nope slid to third, nearing the $100 million mark with an $8.5 million weekend.
Look who's alive. Well, let's correct that little oversight, shall we?
DC League of Super Pets only managed 1 week on top, dropping to second on ticket sales of $11.2 million.
Hi, there's a gun on. It's the quiet car.
There was no stopping Bullet Train. Brad Pitt stars in the action comedy, which roared to victory in its opening weekend, earning $30.1 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Top Gun Maverick fell out of the top 5, but it's at $663 million and counting.
That's a lot.
Man, that is.
It's like a lottery ticket, right?
7th all-time domestic at that, too.
Yeah. We have some nice weather to talk about for a change. We have some temperatures dropping into the upper 80s on Tuesday with a 40% chance of showers and storms tomorrow, Tuesday, and then it starts to shift a little bit further south on Wednesday, and then Saturday and Sunday of next weekend, mid-90s. And looking at some late data, we actually could stay in the upper 80s next week. Won't that be nice?
Oh, wow. Leonard?
I'm so excited for this week. Obviously, we're turning our attention to football now. Missouri High School begins tomorrow. Pitt State, Missouri Southern begin tomorrow. And then we're going to be putting out our Pigskin preview later this week. So, stay here. We'll have all that stuff throughout the week.
Well, I'm a little biased. Missouri Southern State alum, go Lions. Well, that's our time for now. Remember, we're always on at KOAMNewsNow.com and with the KOAM News Now app. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you have a great one.
Service is provided by the